our first main event in the evening as Moonshine Mantell defends the CSW Championship against one of the hottest rising stars in the business right now, which is handsome Scott Hansen. Now, Hansen has aligned himself in recent months with Dak Draper and Dred Roberts on the outside. So it's going to be a little bit of a lopsided competition maybe, because Dred Roberts has always been an active participant in all the matches that he's involved with under the tutelage of Dak Draper. Bell is sounded and we are underway for this contest, the first of two main events here tonight at CSW Uprise. Now, although Scott Hansen is one of the fastest rising stars here in CSW and all across the country, that may not mean a whole hell of a lot when you're going against a pissed off and angry Moonshine Mantell. Scott Hansen now trying to figure out what to do with Moonshine. Moonshine trying to cut off the ring, imposing his size and strength on Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen jawing with Jovi and gets a big boot to the side of the head for his trouble. Moonshine pushes him back in the corner, and you heard that knife edge chop echo off every part of this building. Bouncing Scott Hansen's head off that turnbuckle, another knife edge chop. Now, conspicuous by his absence is one Dak Draper. Beautiful drop kick by Moonshine Mantell. Kind of makes you wonder if Dak Draper is somewhere lurking in one of the corners of this building to make his presence known later in the match. Scott Hansen flips out. Moonshine puts the brakes on, holds onto the top rope. Nice leapfrog by Hansen, doubles down. Nice drop kick of his own by Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen has used the 450 splash from the top rope as one of his signature moves. He's going to be looking to fight a battle on his terms tonight against Moonshine Mantell. He's going to use his quickness against Moonshine's strength. Moonshine puts the brakes on that. Elevates him, has him in an electric chair. What is he going to do with him here? Drops him face first on the hardest part of the ring. That wood and steel meeting the pretty face of handsome Scott Hansen. Picks him up, drapes his legs over the top rope there. We've seen Moonshine do this before. He loves to employ those chops in this prone position. And this time is no different. Jovi cheering him on there. Oh, another knife edge chop. Hansen spills unceremoniously to the concrete floor here at the Abdallah Shriners. One would have to kind of think that if Scott Hansen picks up a victory here tonight, it might be the biggest upset of the year. But if anyone can upset Moonshine, it could be someone like Scott Hansen. Moonshine going to the top rope. Nice move by Moonshine Mantell, going for a cover. Lateral press. Scott Hansen gets his shoulders up. Moonshine picks up a prone Scott Hansen. Hard forearm shiver right to the side of the face. Moonshine elevated him to the top rope. What is Moonshine going to go for here? Maybe a superplex. Hansen fighting his way off the top rope. Moonshine wasn't able to execute it that time. What is Hansen going to go for here on the second rope? Leapfrogs over Moonshine, rolls through, and there's Dred Roberts, like I said, involving himself in the match. Beautiful splash into the corner by handsome Scott Hansen. Nice back crack there by Scott Hansen. Both knees driven right into the spine of Moonshine Mantell. Now, don't forget, Moonshine recently had multiple surgeries, so Moonshine may be weaker than he's letting on after those multiple surgeries just a couple months ago. Now Hansen going for the choke over the second rope, putting the knee into the back of the base of the neck, trying to drain that energy out of Moonshine, hitting the ropes here. Splashes him off that second rope, excuse me. Hansen's starting to pick up some momentum here. Hard thrust kick to the side of the face. Stomping away, going for a cover here. Moonshine only lets him get a 1 count. It's going to take a lot more than that to pin the CSW heavyweight champion. Hansen looks like he's going to go for an Irish whip. Throws Moonshine off. Moonshine coming back, puts the brakes on. Hard forearm sledge to the base of the neck by Moonshine Mantell. Picks him up in a prone position. Scott Hansen finds the back door. Small package. Excuse me, not small package. Cradle. Kicks him right in the midsection. Hansen showing some of that agility. Hammers Moonshine down to the mat. Rolls him over. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, Moonshine only gets up after 2. Hansen trying to drain that energy from him. Has him in a rear chin lock. Really wrenching down. Trying to rally the troops here, the CSW faithful, to get behind the CSW champion, Moonshine Mantell. And what a run he's had since dethroning the former champion, Dred Roberts. Nice jawbreaker by Moonshine Mantell, trying to create some space between him and Scott Hansen. Hansen boot to the midsection. Cranks him up, looking for a neck breaker. Nicely done by Scott Hansen. Hansen's gonna start looking for weak points in Moonshine Mantell's offense. He's gonna try to pick him apart here. Nice standing shooting star press. Beautifully done by Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, Moonshine gets a shoulder up. Hansen going for another cover, hoping to maybe surprise Moonshine Mantell. Hansen again with a boot to the back of the head. Moonshine pushes him away, trying to create that space. Hansen with a glancing blow. Hard knife edge chop by Moonshine Mantell. Hansen backs him up into the corner. Left hand by Hansen. Hansen's good with the lefts. We've seen Hansen in many scraps here in CSW. This guy has more wins than he does losses here in the Abdallah Shriners. Hard whip. You heard that turnbuckle. Sounded like it almost snapped off. Beautiful. Oh, looked like he was going for a belly-to-belly. Hansen reverses it. A la Tully Blanchard there. Or excuse me, Magnum TA is more accurate. Only gets a 2 count. Tully Blanchard, one of the big rivals of Magnum TA. That's why I got that confused. Hansen going to the top row, could be looking for that 450. If he connects with this might be a new CSW champion in the form of Scott Hansen. Hansen taking a little too much time. He is going for that 450. Moonshine gets those knees up, and Scott Hansen gets a stomach full of knees by Moonshine Mantell. Referee putting the count on both men since they're down. If he gets to a 10 count, no man is up to his feet. This will be a no contest. 4. Jovi again trying to rally the fans here at CSW. Both men back up to their feet now by the count of 5. Hard left hands by Moonshine Mantell. Half a dozen there thrown into the face. Make that 7 by Moonshine Mantell. Could be going for that big lariat, misses. Going for a big belly-to-back suplex. Moonshine puts the brakes on that. Swings for the fences on that clothesline again. Elevates Scott Hansen. Beautiful back body drop. Seemed like Hansen almost hit the lights on that one. Moonshine Mantell really feeling the momentum in his favor now. Another hard knife edge chop by Moonshine Mantell. Throws him into the turnbuckle. Head of steam, misses. Hansen rolls out of that. Moonshine picks it up. Beautiful spine buster. Floats over to the pin. 1, 2. No! Hansen kicks out. Hot action here tonight at the Abdallah Shriners. And we are only halfway through the card here tonight. We still have another main event later on, and that's a street fight between the Foundation and the besties in the world. Stay tuned for that. Oh, look at Hansen grabbing the referee's shirt, maybe trying to get some leverage. Moonshine going for the Alabama slam. Look, Dred Roberts once again holding on, making sure Hansen worms his way to safety. Pump thrust kick, kicks Hansen right in the face. Again, going for a belly-to-back suplex. Oh, good God, drops Scott Hansen right on the back of his head. Moonshine just needs to go for a cover, and this may be all she wrote. Moonshine hits the ropes, hits Dred Roberts off. Big lariat by Moonshine Mantell. 1, 2, no! Hansen kicks out. Moonshine looked like he was favoring his groin there. He might have pulled a muscle in his groin there. He looks a little wobbled. Gonna pick Scott Hansen up, going for the Alabama slam again. He connects. This could be it. 1, 2, 3. Moonshine picks up the victory and retains the CSW Championship. Oh, what the hell? Dak Draper just took the belt from Greg Jovi and just wallops Moonshine Mantell with that belt. I knew Dak Draper was lingering in the darkest corners of this building, waiting for his shot, and he picked the right time for it. And there's the real goal right there of Dak Draper. He wants that CSW Championship back at any cost. He's assembled a crew of lackeys, for lack of a better term, but he wants that belt back, and he'll get it by any means necessary. How long will the reign of Moonshine Mantell last, knowing that Dak Draper and his cronies are hot on his heels?